I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about, were they using you? Have you ever been in a situation where you felt that the person that you were dating wasn't being authentic, that something was going on where you just felt like maybe they weren't being truthful with you, or maybe they had ulterior motives, maybe they were using you? Now, I know a lot of you ladies out there have definitely been in situations where guys have just tried to use you for sex. Because let's be honest, there are a lot of men out there that will do that. People, unfortunately, do use each other all the time. And a lot of people don't have integrity. And you guys need to take a look at yourselves sometime on whether you have integrity in your relationships, and do you treat people the way that you want to be treated. It's always good to consider that. I did a Skype with a woman yesterday who at first didn't want to have integrity with her situation, where she really wanted an ex-back, and he is dating somebody else. And I was explaining to her, I was like, how would you feel if he was with you and there was an ex in the background that was trying to get him back? And she's like, I don't like it, but I don't care. I don't care about this other woman. And I was like, look, you got to have integrity. And he knows if you have integrity or not. Because part of the issue with that situation was he saw character flaws in her. And what I tried to get her to see is, look, if you're trying to re-attract this guy, you got to have integrity, because you want him to respect you. And if it doesn't work out with this other woman, then you want him to think enough of you to think, you know what, she's a good girl, and when I moved on and started dating somebody else, she didn't interfere. So integrity is a big part of relationships, and that goes along the lines with using people and taking people, or taking advantage of people. I can think of some other situations where it's happened recently. I've talked to another woman who was trying to help this guy out, and this guy had serious gambling issues, and he had alcohol problems, and the woman was just trying to help him and be supportive. And instead of appreciating it, he was insulting, he was derogatory to her, and just saying cruel, hurtful things just because she was trying to help. That's all she was trying to do. And then he was like, oh, well, I need a strong woman, and you're stupid, and you're foolish for thinking that I would want a woman like you who wants to help me all the time. It was absolutely incredible that this man has made a woman feel bad for trying to be a good partner. But mental health is a massive, massive priority in a relationship. If you don't have mental health, you're going to see all kinds of destructive, manipulative, selfish behavior, and it'll go on a lot longer than that. The list would go on forever when we're looking at that. So you want somebody that is emotionally healthy. And what I was trying to get to earlier, and I think I forgot to get to this point, is that, ladies, if you have had a man that is lie to you and use you for sex, it is not a reflection upon you. Don't feel foolish. Don't beat yourself up. That is a character flaw on the man who needed to lie or manipulate somebody in order to sleep with them. Kind of sad if you think about it. This guy has got to lie to people in order to get people to want to be intimate with him. How pathetic is that? It really is pathetic. He doesn't have enough characteristics or personality going for him that a woman would naturally want to be intimate with him. He has to lie or pretend to be somebody else. So don't beat yourself up when that does happen to you. And try not to take that into further relationships. I did a Skype with a beautiful young woman this morning who is very scared in her current relationship and having a very difficult time trusting this guy, even though he hasn't done anything. But she's been so hurt and traumatized by guys using her in the past that she's having a really hard time give this new guy, who seems to be doing fairly well and treating her pretty good, but she's having a lot of anger, a lot of hostility towards him just because she isn't trusting him because of the trauma in the past with feeling used. So it's good to be aware that it is a problem, and you want to be conscious of it, and you want to think about it and reflect upon it in your relationships on how has somebody using you in your past affected your ability to get close and trust people in your current relationship. That's something you should ponder and think about. I have 2 emails today. The first one is a short one from a guy that I did a Skype with. And he just wanted to give an update, and he wanted me to share it, and I was happy to because things really turned around for him. He said, "Hey Craig, I just wanted to say thank you. I had a Skype session with you on March 30th. The session was great. I tell all my friends and coworkers about your work. I was unsuccessfully trying to get an ex back for 6 months. You made me realize my interest level was way too high. When I truly started focusing on myself and not getting her back, boy, the tables turned. Now, a month later, she's begging me to take her back. Amazing, and thank you. And she's going to have to prove to me now that she deserves me. Thanks again, man." And he was out of New Jersey. He'll be listening to the video. There's your shout out. I told him I would do it for him. And I know he had mentioned he wants to do another Skype with me probably in the next week or 2. So, great job getting things turned around. This guy was really heartbroken over his situation. And the ex wasn't giving him anything. I think they had barely any contact going on. So that was the first I'd heard from him since March, and it's been only a month and a week really, and things are turning around. So good job, man. I know that hard work is paying off for you. The email that I'm going to talk about today is from a woman in her mid-30s. Ladies, first of all, I want to say something here to you, okay? I have over 220 videos right now. I know it's crazy to me. But you ladies sometimes send me emails asking me for more videos with ladies and women. And I do consciously pick emails for you ladies out there and put them out there. It's just not in the title. You gotta watch the videos. There are plenty of examples of women out there, and I will continue to put them out there for you. So I hear your cries, I hear your requests, I hear your demands for more videos with women in it. Here you go, right? And today's topic, I think, affects a lot of you ladies. Men are also used and taken advantage of, but I think in that situation, it's not usually for sex. Let's be honest. Women don't need to take advantage of guys for sex. All a woman has to do is take her clothes off, and a guy's going to be like, "I'm game, let's do this." So, men are often taken advantage of because maybe they have money or resources, and she wants to exploit that. So, men and women tend to exploit different things in each other. So, this situation here, we have a woman in her mid-30s dating a guy in his late 40s for about 2 years. And I want you guys to think about, as I'm talking about this, what do you think this man is doing to use her? Okay? Not the obvious of sex. Okay? So I want you to watch and think about it as I'm giving the scenario. So, she was telling me a little bit about the guy and his family life, and she said that he blames his parents for his need to feel needed. He wants to feel liked by others, and he had a lot of chores growing up. He was very close to his grandma, so he probably didn't bond well with his biological parents based on what she's saying. He was married when we met, was unhappy with his marriage, and wanted a divorce, regardless of our relationship. So, not a very wise situation to put yourself in. This guy is married, and you didn't tell me if you had an affair on him or they were separated. You didn't get into the specifics, so I don't really know. But you really don't want to date somebody that is married. And I gotta warn you, dating somebody that is just getting a divorce, they're going to be emotionally all over the place. Very, very tricky situation. I wouldn't recommend it. His divorce was in March of this year, and he had to deal with a lot. Custody, alimony, had to agree to not live with someone in his house for a year. That is a very bizarre stipulation that he agreed to with his ex-wife. But okay. His company was bought by another company, and he felt very stressed about it. New projects were assigned to him. At the same time, he had to deal with jury duty. He said there was too much going on in his life, too many adjustments in his life, as he cannot make the relationship work. Well, the divorce alone would be incredibly stressful. We had a long-distance relationship, and the time difference was 6 hours. Now, we got another massive hurdle here. They're long distance, and 6 hours ain't a 2-hour drive. That's big. I don't even know if they're flying to each other, if it's that big of a drive. I'm sure I bothered him with my insecure behavior, didn't give him space when he needed it. The last couple of months I felt insecure when we had not much time to talk because of his work. He said he needs time for himself, to find himself. He cried when he broke up with me and said he needs time and space. So what do you guys think so far? Did you see anything where he might be using her? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I think he's using this woman as a fantasy / emotional crutch. So, he's in this situation, because I try and put myself in this situation. He's in this situation, his life sucks. He's going through divorce, he's got jury duty, his work is stressful, he's probably arguing and fighting with the ex-wife / wife, going to court, going to lawyers. His life sucks. So what does he do? He starts getting emotionally involved with somebody that's 6 hours away. So what do? They see each other occasionally, they hook up, they have sex, I'm sure, and then he goes home, lives his crappy life, and occasionally has extra support to fantasize to get her through this hard time. So my gut is telling me that he was using her during a difficult time in his life. He wasn't using her for sex, per se, but sex is definitely part of this. That's my gut. That's what I'm thinking when I'm reading this. Okay? And you'll see why I think this. Okay? During the breakup, he cried like a baby. Sent him an email the same day and begged him to think twice. Sent another email later the same day and apologized for being a selfish idiot, not recognizing how bad he feels, and said, I hoped everything worked out for him and for us. 10 days later, I tried to call him and finally asked him via Google Chat why he was lying to me in regards to the divorce. I trusted him until a friend of mine said maybe he is not divorced. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what blah, blah, blah means. She wrote blah, blah, blah. He said he is divorced and he doesn't appreciate my calls and badgering. Well, that information could be found easily online, right? That's public record. So finding out whether or not the divorce was real, you shouldn't have that much difficulty finding out that. Okay. When I asked her what the biggest problems in the relationship were, she said he has no time to make this relationship work. He mentioned a few times that he cannot understand how I can go from super happy to super sad and mad within a day. Has he never met a woman before? Really? I'm kidding, ladies. It's just a joke. But let's be honest. People in general can be emotional, not just women. But come on. He can't understand that? All right. He said in February that it's not fair to me to make me wait any longer because of the house situation. I told him that we came this far, we'll make it. We talked about everything and we were aligned that we will make it work. We talked every day via video call and sent each other emails, texted several times a day. We've seen each other every 2 to 3 months. She's in another country and sometimes she comes to the United States to visit him. So she asked me for my honest opinion of the situation and what's going on here. Well, I really think that he is using her as an emotional crutch, right? Because, think about it. They've been talking for 2 years now. Now, like I said, I don't know if he was having an affair, if him and the wife were legally separated, if she knew that he was dating somebody else. I don't know those details, she didn't tell me. But I think he was using her to get him through this difficult time. And now that his divorce is finalized, he wants to be free like a little birdie. He wants to fly away and he wants to see what else is out there. Because if he really did care about this woman, right? If he really wanted it to work, why would he be with her all this time during the divorce, but now when it's over and finalized, he says, I can't be in a relationship right now, I need to go find myself. I unfortunately think this poor woman was used by this guy. He maybe was making all sorts of promises and you know, saying he wants to live with her and this and that, but at the end of the day, now that he's single, he doesn't want to be in a relationship. Now when he can be in a relationship, he doesn't want to be in a relationship. So, I would tell you that I would move on because I kind of think that you were a fantasy for him over these past few years. Every couple months, he's hooking up with you, then he goes home. Great, I've got somebody to talk to about my problems while I deal with this terrible divorce. Divorce is over. Don't need you anymore. I'm going on my way. That's what it feels like to me based on what she said here. Unfortunately, I'm chasing him and trying to convince him that you're so great and wonderful is only going to make him think less of you and look down on you. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. If you like the video, put a like on there, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.